What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my movie review for Resident Evil. So, dear viewer, if you wouldn't mind, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, Resident Evil was released in 2002, a year I remember fondly as the year I
saw the movie Resident Evil for the first time?
Yes, how did you know, Bertrum?
Call it a lucky guess.
Anyway, all of you commoners out there are probably wondering...
What? What is this?
I'm so glad you asked, Barry Burton, you beautiful bearded bastard.
Oh, wonderful alliteration.
Haha, thank you, Bertrum. Resident Evil was the first in what would be 6 live-action movies based on, or should I say inspired by, the Resident Evil series of video games. The film starred eye candy such as Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez, and was directed by the luckiest bastard in the world, Paul W.S. Anderson, who just so happens to be married to Miss Jovovich.
Oh, lucky bastard indeed.
Yes. Now you might recognize the name Paul W.S. Anderson from a few other films, some of which are quite good, like Event Horizon, which is one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, and Alien vs. Predator, which is an alien movie that has predators in it. Or it's a Predator movie that has aliens in it. That's up to you to decide, dear viewers. So, story. The film follows our heroine Alice, who just so happens to be suffering from a bad case of amnesia, as she teams up with a band of Umbrella Corporation commandos as they attempt to contain and then escape from a secret underground facility where there has been an outbreak of the dreaded T-virus. Now, those of you expecting the plot to follow the events of the first Resident Evil game are going to be sorely disappointed. There is no Jill Valentine, no Chris Redfield, and no beautiful bearded Barry Burton. The Spencer Mansion is here, albeit for about 3 minutes. The majority of this film takes place in The Hive, which is basically Umbrella's secret underground laboratory.
Wasn't this film supposed to be a prequel to the video games?
It was indeed, Bertrum. Well remembered. In fact, this movie was originally titled Resident Evil Ground Zero, which obviously had to be changed.
Because of the events of 9/11?
No, because that title would have been stupid. So, this film has next to nothing in common with the first Resident Evil game. But does it feature any nods to the games? Well, haha, I'm so glad you asked, dear viewers.
I didn't hear anything.
Shut up, Bertrum. Well, like I said, the mansion is in this game, albeit briefly. There are zombies, Umbrella Special Forces, the laser room from Resident Evil 4 is in this movie, and a liquor even turns up. You know, that creepy enemy from the second game that is quite the hit with the ladies. in no small part due to its massive tongue.
Why would it be a hit? Oh, never mind.
Now, the liquor sort of, acts as the final boss of this movie, and it looks mostly terrible due to the early 2000s CGI, but it's still fun to see a liquor here. And the bloody thing even transforms, which reminded me a lot of William Birkin.
Who?
You know, the villain from Resident Evil 2.
Oh!
Yes. So, what do I think of the film? Well, I was disappointed back in 2002 that this film isn't really an adaptation of the first game. But over the years, I've learned to appreciate this film and its sequels for what they are. Fun, horror, action movie things, starring the most beautiful woman in the world, written and directed by the luckiest bastard in the world. Now, this film was followed by 5 sequels. That's right, 5 sequels. Not 6 sequels, 5 sequels. And if you're lucky, dear viewers, I might review all 5 of those sequels for your viewing pleasure. Therefore, I declare that Resident Evil 2002 is very good. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my movie review for Resident Evil. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Say goodbye, Bertram.
Goodbye, Bertram.
Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.